Welcome again to the continuation on the logarithm that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we applied the knowledge of logarithm that we've established to solve some questions. And in this video also, I want us to go ahead and solve another set of questions so that you can get a good understanding of it. So as you can see, I have some questions on the board that I want to solve with you. And I will encourage you to do or to watch the previous videos, because in the previous videos, we've done a lot of explanation on the laws of logarithm, and that is what we are applying now to solve questions. So in case you don't have any knowledge on what logarithm is and its laws, then you might struggle with it. So do all to watch the previous video so that you can easily handle this session as well. And please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do all to follow the page and also subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Let's go ahead and tackle the questions that I have on the board. So it says that simplify the following. Okay, so I'm going to start with the example 1. Okay, the question number 1. So let me write down my solution and let's do it together. So I have 1 over 2 log 9 plus 1. And the question says we should simplify this. And you know that because we are seeing a coefficient here to the log, which is the 1 over 2, you can see that we have a number in front of the log. So it means we are going to apply the power rule. And also you know that we have addition sign here. So it also means that you are going to apply the product rule. So anytime you see a number in front of the log, the power rule needs to come in mind. And anytime you see addition sign, the product rule needs to come in mind. And all of these rules and laws, we've established them and proved them in the previous videos. And we've also done a recap on it as well. So we are going to just apply the knowledge to solve this question. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to solve or simplify. So the first thing is that this 1 over 2, which is here, will come and become a power to the 9, which is here. That is the power rule. Just another recap in case someone is watching and the person doesn't have any idea of what the power rule is. So we got to know that if I have 3 log 2, now this 3, which is a coefficient here, will come and become a power to the number 2 here. Okay, so I'll write it as log 2 to the power 3. That is the power rule. If I have, let's say, s log y, the power rule says that the coefficient here will come and become a power to the variable here, which is the y. So I'm going to have log y to the power s. That's the power rule that we learned. So it means that if I have, let's say, 5 log 6, I can write it in another form, which is log 6 to the power 5. All that you need to do is to move the coefficient here to become a power to the number or variable, which is here. As simple as that. So that's what you are going to apply. I hope you understand up to this point. So I'm going to clean this from here and we are going to apply it here. Okay, so now I'm going to write this one as log 9 to the power half. Okay, then I'll bring my plus 1, which is here. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. All that we did is to move the coefficient here to become a power to the 9 here. Okay, then we put our plus 1. I hope you understand. Now, any number to the power half means the square root of that number. Okay, so having 9 to the power half, it simply means that the square root of 9. If you have 25 to the power half, it simply means square root of 25. If you have 15 to the power half, it simply means square root of 15 in that order. So this 9 to the power half, I'm going to write it as square root of 9. I hope you understand. And also the one which is here, I'm going to express it in another form. I'm going to express it in a form that it will contain log, so that we can be able to simplify further. Because in the previous videos, we learned about some basic properties of logarithm. And one of those properties that we look at is that the log of any number to the base of that same number is always equal to 1. This we've explained in detail in the previous videos. The log of any number to the base of that same number is always equal to 1. So it means if I have 1 here, I can express it in a form that it will have log inside. Because if I have, let's say, a number on the board, 3 here, the property says that if I take the log of this 3 to the base of that same 3, it should be equal to 1. That's the log. Now, if I have log s to the base s, it should be equal to 1. If I have log 10 to the base 10, it should be equal to what? 1. The log of any number to the base of that same number is always equal to 1. Are you okay there? So it means that if I have 1, I can write it in a form that it will contain log. Are you okay there? So now, the question is that in which base should I express it in? And that will depend on the question that we are dealing with. Because in this question we are dealing with base 10, so it means we have to express the 1 in base 10. Are you okay there? So it's going to be, my 1 should be equal to the log of 10 to the base 10. I cannot come and express it in this form because this is base 3. But the question, we are using base 10, so I have to write it in base 10 form. That's why we are going to stick to this one and not to this or this. I hope the explanation is clear enough. Please, I hope you understand. Now, if you are wondering that there's no specified base there, I've also explained in the previous videos that when there's no specified base there, it means that the base is always 10. Okay, when the base is 10, normally we don't write it. Okay, unless the base is any other value aside 10, then we specify it. But if the base is 10, we don't specify it. So immediately you see that there's no specified base there, it means that the base is always 10. That's why I'm saying this is in base 10. So for that reason, the 1, we need to write it in a form that contains log. So we have to write it as log 10 to the base 10. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So if I have only log 5 on the board, you should know that the base is 10 because there's no specified base there. Okay, so the base is always 10 if there's no specified base there. So let me clean this from there and let's proceed. Okay, so from what we've learned right now, so we can go ahead and write this one as the log of square root of 9, because I've explained that any number to the power half simply means that the square root of that number. So I'm going to have log of square root of 9 plus, then this one, I'll write it in a form that contains log as I've explained. So I'm going to write this one as log 10 to the base 10 as I explained to you. Okay, but I've said that if the base is 10, there's no need writing the 10. So I can choose to move this 10 from there and it's the same thing. Okay, so that it doesn't confuse you. Okay, it becomes similar to this so that I can easily work with it. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. If you choose to bring the base 10 here, then it means here to repeat your 10 so that you don't get confused. But because there's no base 10 here, but we know that it's base 10, but just that we are not writing it, it's the same way that here also we know that it's base 10, but just that we are not writing it. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So now, let's go ahead and simplify further. Now from here, we are going to simplify the square root of 9 So I'm going to have my log square root of 9 is 3. So I'm going to have my log 3 plus log 10. I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. Now, the next step is to apply the product rule, because I'm seeing addition here and I've explained the product rule a lot in the previous videos. Having log 3 plus log 10, it can be expressed in multiplication form. That's the product rule. Okay, so it's going to be, you are simply going to write your log, then you multiply the numbers. So it's going to be 3 times 10. That is the product rule that we've learned in the previous video. The product rule says that if I have log A plus log B, I can write it as log A times B. So it's going to be log AB. So that's the rule that we just applied to simplify this one. Are you okay with it? So let's go ahead and simplify further. So I'm going to have log 3 times 10 is 30. So I'm going to have log 30, and that is my final answer. I hope the explanation is clear enough and you understand as well. So let me clean this from here and let's proceed with the example 2. Okay, so now the example 2. So this is example 1. So let me take my example 2 and let's solve it together. So I have 1 over 2 log 25 minus 2 log 3 plus 2 log 6. So in this question, you can see that we are going to apply all the 3 laws of logarithm, which is the power rule, okay, or the power law, because I'm seeing 1 over 2, who is a coefficient to the log here. So it means that 1 over 2 will move and become a power to the 25, which is here. That's the power rule or law. And I'm seeing a minus sign here, so it means I'm going to apply the quotient rule. Okay, and at the same time too, there's 2 here, which is a coefficient to the log here. So it will move and become a power to this 3. That's the power rule. And also I'm seeing addition sign here. So we are going to apply the product rule and finally also apply another power rule to simplify this as well. So that's what we are going to do. So let's begin. So the first thing is that this 1 over 2 will move and become a power to the 25, which is here. So I'm going to have the log of 25 to the power half, and I hope you understand. Then bring your minus sign, which is here. Then these 2 also will move and become a power to the log here. Sorry, the 3 here. So it's going to be log 3 to the power 2. Bring your addition sign, and these 2 also will move and become a power to the 6 here. So I'm going to have log 6 to the power 2. This is the first step. I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. Now, let's go ahead and simplify further. Now, this 25 to the power half means square root of 25. I've explained to you that any number to the power half simply means the square root of that number. So it's going to be the log of square root of 25 minus, now 3 to the power 2 is 9. So I'm going to have log 9 plus 6 to the power 2 is 36. So I'm going to have log 36. I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. Let's go ahead and simplify further. So I'm going to have log square root of 25 is 5. So log 5 minus my log 9 plus log 36. From here, we go ahead and apply our quotient rule and product rule. I'm seeing negative sign here, so the quotient rule needs to come in mind. And also I'm seeing addition sign here, so the product rule also needs to come in mind. So now, so all that you need to do is to write your log, then in a bracket, because it's subtraction, we have to apply the quotient rule. So it's going to be 5 divided by 9. I hope you understand. Quotient rule, we learned this in the previous videos. Okay, we are applying it. When you see subtraction, it means that you can write it in division form, that is the quotient rule. So this is your 5, which is here, divided by the 9, which is here. I hope read it. Now I'm seeing addition here, that we are going to apply the product rule. When you see addition, then the product rule needs to come in mind. So it's going to be times the 36. So this is what you need to do. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So now let's go ahead and simplify further. So the 9 and the 36 can be simplified. I hope you agree with me. So 9 goes here 1 and 9 goes into the 36 4 times. So I'm going to have the log of 5 over 1 is 5 times the 4, which is 20. So I'm going to have log 20, and this is my final answer. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. So let's go ahead and tackle the example 3 as well. So I'm going to clean this from here so that we can have enough space to tackle the example 3. The example 3, I have the log of 9 over log of 3, and we are to simplify this. Okay, now the first thing to do is that this log 9, we are going to write it in a form that it will have a power. So all that we need to do is that this 9, I will express it in an exponent form. So I'm going to express it as 3 to the power 2, because 3 to the power 2 is 9, because that's the only way to help us to simplify. Please take note that you cannot come in just cancel away. You use log 3 to cancel this log 9 away, and you are going to have your answer to be 3. No, we don't do it that way. We don't do the simplification of log that way. Very important. So we need to change this 9 to an exponent form, which is going to be 3 to the power 2. Okay, so let's proceed and do that. So I'm going to have log 3 to the power 2 over log 3, and I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point, because 3 to the power 2 is 9. Okay, then we are going to apply the power rule. The power rule says that this power 2, which is here, can come and become a coefficient to the log. We've explained it several times. So let's go ahead and do that. So I can rewrite this one as 2 log 3 over log 3. I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. All that we did is that we make the 2 here to come and become a coefficient to the log, and that is the power rule that we are applying. Okay, so now from here, then we can do our cancellation. You can see that I have log 3 here and also log 3 here, so I can cancel them out. Okay, so now this log 3 and this log 3 can cancel away. Then I have 2 over 1, which is 2. Okay, because this one cancel away 1, 1. So I have 2 over 1, which is 2. So my final answer is 2. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the video and also share it as well. If you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page and also subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. I'll see you again in another video whilst we solve more questions on this. Bye bye.